First, I want to thank somebody who left me a message because I don't try to make things fancy and all that other stuff. I try to just give it to you raw, give it to you straight. And if you're spiritually in tune and you have any love for God, you're not going to look at all the stuff and how I have everything set up. I know it's bootleg, it's not the best in the world, but it's the message that I'm sending. And today I want to give a message of loving yourself. You have to learn to love who you are, and what you stand for before going out into the world. Loving yourself gives you an armor of righteousness and a foundation to stand on for when the enemy attacks you. Loving yourself first. Always put God first, but before moving on after God, you have to have an understanding of yourself. You have to have a foundation, a barricade, a stronghold spiritually within yourself. Loving yourself and knowing who you are inside and out gives you that armor that you need, a preparedness for any attacks spiritually that come against you, for any separation and socialistic ways that you encounter that try to take you out of who you are. Know who you are as a person and love yourself. Recognize your abilities, your talents, your beauty inside and out. For you are a person that is creative. No matter who you are, you have a gift. And learn how to be in tune with yourself to bring out that gift of what you are and what God has meant you to be. Loving yourself is the most important thing, because if you can't love yourself, how can you love others? Loving yourself is enjoying what God has created, is loving who you are. I'm not saying to be conceited or naive. I'm saying to love yourself for what God has created you within the spirituality of God. There's a lot of coat of armors and spirituality that we have in the world today that we need to take. Just following the word, reading a couple of scriptures, being nice to people, doing a couple of charity works, don't really satisfy the soul unless that soul has the inner love of the body in person that this soul is representing. Loving yourself spiritually and treating yourself righteously helps you to indulge on the outside with encounters of those, so you can share that love that you had inside for yourself and for God with others. It's very, very hard when we find ourselves in troubling times or going through a situation to even think about sometimes saying, oh, good morning, hi, how are you doing? Because you're having a bad day. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed. But look at yourself in the mirror and see how beautiful you are. See the creation that you are. See the love inside, the godly love that you are, that He has created you to be. There is so much potential and talent in every single human being out here on this earth, that if they learn to respect and love their self and then took that outside of their own realm, this world would be a better place. Learn to treat others as you would treat yourself. And you cannot treat others equally, love others as you would love yourself, unless you learn to love yourself. Paul had committed murders. Even though in his rightful mind it was for the righteous reasons, he did it. But when he came into the new covenant, he had committed all these atrocities and he felt some kind of way, but he learned to love himself. He learned to forgive himself, ask for forgiveness. And once he was forgiven, he learned to make up for those atrocities and those transgressions, even if it meant dying by others' hands as others had died by his hands, which we see what happened. If you have committed a lot of sins in the past and you're trying to change your life around, learn to love yourself. You have to learn to overcome who you are before going out and showing others how you have overcame your transgressions. And this is respecting what you have became by renewing yourself, respecting that renewed self, and loving that renewed self. Loving yourself first is the first most important key to coming into the fulfillment of spirituality that we have to deal with in the world, so we can show others our works because of the faith that we believe in. So remember, always love who you are. Don't get conceited and naive with who you are, but love who you are on the inside, what you have become. Because if you love yourself for loving God, if you love yourself because of the righteousness that you have just came into, if you love yourself because you know you're a part of something that a lot of people don't even have an understanding to yet, because you know you have a promise coming to you, because you know you're continuously blessed within the Word of God, you're on a righteous path. So learn, loving yourself is the key to a good life here and after. Loving yourself opens up doors to loving others, because you can't love somebody else if you don't love yourself.